Good morning. My name is Oscar Serrania. My wife Rachel and I are the team leaders for Cuba, a focus country for the Kelton campus. We would like to take a few minutes to introduce you to the mission work SVCC is doing in Cuba. Both Rachel and I were born in Cuba to Cuban parents. We left Cuba in the early 1960s. We were both born in Havana, but our roots are in the rural areas of Cuba. In 2004, Rachel started traveling to Cuba. Through different people and experiences, God opened our eyes to the spiritual need of the people there. In July 2010, we visited 5 churches to find out firsthand what God was doing in Cuba. After that visit, a series of events led us to clearly see God's call to us to work with the church in Remedios in Cuba and help them reach the people in their municipality. A whole generation has grown under a communist regime that does not encourage the belief in the existence of God. And in such a culture, it's difficult for people to be open, by faith, to believe in God. There are a lot of misconceptions about the character of God and what a personal relationship with Him looks like. Idolatry, santeria, superstition also get in the way of understanding the nature of God. So what projects have we been engaged in? Children's camps, youth camps, facilitating transportation to reach out to the surrounding rural villages with the good news of Jesus Christ. Building expansion through remodeling existing facilities. The main project of our February trip is to build a roof above the storage and kitchen of the church. The roof will support a second story where eventually we will build classrooms. In addition, they are seeking assistance with kitchen equipment, a refrigerator, large rice cookers, and cooking utensils. This to support the Meals Project. The government has discontinued many programs that provided assistance to people. The government's expectation is that family takes care of family. Elderly and disabled individuals whose family do not want to or are unable to provide for them have no other income available. It's almost impossible for them to obtain the daily food they need. This is why the Meals Project is important. The church leaders in Remedios have identified 18 people in the town who are in desperate need of meals. The second mission trip will be in July. In that trip, we plan to participate in a youth camp that will include youth from junior high to college age. In order for a foreigner to preach or teach in a church in Cuba, the person must have a religious visa from the Cuban government. And that visa can only be requested by a church organization recognized by the government. We are fortunate to have the sponsorship of the Baptist Convention to obtain religious visas for us. So this is what God has put in our hearts to do in Cuba. Provide support, encouragement to start new missions. Participate in expanding current church buildings. Assist in outreach programs for children and youth. Provide nutritious meals to the elderly and the infirm who have no one else to help them. Through rubble and ashes, the light of God shines. We do not know how long the doors will be open in Cuba to preach the gospel, but we do know that now is a time when God wants to use us to shine His light on the people in Cuba. We leave you with one of the joyous moments we experienced in Cuba last year.